Welcome back. In this video lecture, we are going to look at how to decrement a pointer in C programming language. Alright, so in the previous lecture, I was able to teach you how to increment a pointer, and I believe that is really very interesting, and you learned a lot there. Let's go ahead and look at how to decrement a pointer in C programming language. So let's start by initialize a variable x, y, and z, and let this be equal to 12, as we did previously, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And let's go ahead and put a semicolon at the end and initialize another variable of pointer pt and w and put a semicolon at the end. And let's go ahead and have the array address right inside the pointer by saying pointer pt equal to pointer pt is equal to x, y, and z. And at this moment, what we need to do is we have to introduce the AND operator right inside there, and then we go ahead and set the total number of the array, which is 5, and our is 5 minus 1. So this going to decrement, put a semicolon at the end. So this is one of the difference between incrementing and decrement. And not just this alone, but one of the difference, you're going to see another one that makes that to differ from the increment method. Now that you've done this, go ahead and use a for loop, and inside this for loop, unlike the increment, you go ahead and say that this is equal to w equal to 5, which is a total number, and w greater than 0, put a semicolon at the end, and w decrement, so it is no longer increment but decrement. And right inside the curly braces, you go ahead and print out the result of the address and the values. And let's go ahead and say the address. So the address of x, y, and z. X, y, and z is percentage t, and that is equal to percentage x for the address. And let us move to the next line. Alright, so let's move to the next line, and go ahead and input the value of w, comma, pt for the pointer and press semicolon. And this, we have also print out the address of the arrays. Let's go ahead and print out the values of the arrays. So go ahead and say print f, and I want to say the values. So the value of x, y, and z, you can say that the result of x, y, and z, or the value n1, that is percentage t, and that should be equal to percentage d. And this moves to the next line. Go ahead and put a comma right there, and introduce w and pointer pt. So go ahead and put a semicolon at the end, and then you have to decrement that and no longer increment. So go ahead and say pointer pt decrement. So put a semicolon at the end. Now let's go ahead and look at the general code and understand what we just did right here. So we first of all initialize the array of numbers of 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. and then we assign another variable. We declare another variable of pointer PT and variable W. So now for us to be able to decrement that, we have to put in the array address into the pointer address of PT, the array address of X, Y, and Z, and we pointed that using the operator AND, and this moves from the highest to the lowest, from 5 minus 1 helps us to decrement, and this will move step by step using the for loop. So using the for loop is going to start from 5, where W is equal to 5 and not 0. Okay? So 5 and is going to be greater than 0. And the W decrement. So it will going to move from highest to the lowest. And then we are using the printf operator to print out the address of the X, and then we also print out the values of X. The address will be the address that is the memory locations, and the values is 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And this is going to decrement. That is why we introduce PT, decrement, and not increment. Let's go ahead and run this code and check that out. So it says at PT, we have a problem right here, and that says that's, let's go ahead and check out and know what it says in the comment. So what actually happened is that this is an array. We have to introduce the bracket in here. So we failed to introduce a bracket here, and this is seeing this as an array. And down here, the error says subscribe value is neither array nor pointer nor vector. So if I run this code again, it's going to work out fine. Check it out. So now I'm going to drag this down here, and now the address of XYZ 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So it started on the highest value and moved down to the lowest. So this is opposite of what we got in the previous lecture, and you can go ahead and check it out, and you can see that this is what we really have, but now it moves, it decrements. Okay, it moves on the highest to the lowest. So the first one is the address, and we go ahead and also print out the value. So we check both the value and we also check the address respectively. So you can go ahead and cross-check this with the previous lecture, and you can see that this will move down from the lowest to from the highest to the lowest. Okay, so this is decrement, and in the last lecture we did increment. So you can go ahead and compare the two, and now you've mastered both incrementing and decrementing a variable or a pointer in C programming language. So I consider that is really very interesting. So go ahead and play around with it, and if you have any question, please try to use the question and the answer section, and I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much, and then I'm going to see you in the next video lecture.